Okay, so the last and final step of solving a 4x4 Rubik's Cube is solving it like a 3x3. I'm not really going to explain how to do this because I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking in this step, because if you're trying to learn how to solve a 4x4, I would imagine and I would assume that you already know how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, so there's not much explanation except you can run into, this is the first case where you can run into parities, and when I get to that step then I'll explain. But solving like a 3x3 is the first step of solving a 3x3 is solving for the cross, and essentially the top four corners and edge pairs. So I'm going to solve for the cross. I like to bring all my pieces to the bottom first. Some people prefer, orienting the pieces and permutating them. I just like to do it all in one step. It's kind of more intuitive, but yeah, I don't know. That's how I do it. And a piece just popped. Well, that's going to be interesting because I sure hope I put that in right. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. This thing pops way too much. This is why I don't use the regular 4x4 Rubik's Cube. Anyways, returning back to what I was doing. Most people at this step solve I like to solve this step using the Jessica Friedrich method, which is basically creating like edge pairs and corner pairs, like creating it so that you create a pair with the edges and corners. Most people, a lot of beginners, use the beginner's method, obviously, where it's solving the top four corners of the white layer and then, or their first layer, and then solving the edge pairs. But I'm going to use this I'm going to be solving this using the Jessica Friedrich method. Sorry, I can't talk. So, not gonna explain it either, because, yeah, it's pretty much solving like 3x3. Okay. So here, this thing. I just have to turn this very gently because I don't want it to pop again, and I'm afraid that if I pop a piece, I might put it in wrong and then mess up this whole tutorial. So sorry if that happens. I deeply apologize. Oops. Please don't pop. Okay. So, as you can see, I've solved it would be like the first layer in a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Sorry, somebody's saying, oh, I should mute that. Okay. And I have these corner and edge pairs matched up with their corresponding pieces. So the next step, this is where you can run into your first parity. You continue solving as you would to solve the top yellow cross, to ideally get the top yellow cross. And then if you get a parity, you'll know. I have a parity because I can't see how I do this more than once and I still end up with this yellow. These yellow pieces need to be flipped up on top. So this is your first parity case, and there's a pretty lengthy algorithm, but it's pretty simple, I think, to memorize. I've memorized it, so I think anybody else could. Although I think I have a pretty good memory. Not to sound arrogant, but like, if you think about it, the steps are pretty mirrored to each other in a way. Like, it's really easy to memorize. I'm not going to say it while I'm doing it, because if I say something while I do it, like I think I've done already previously in this video, I will just mess up myself. So that I don't mess up, I've provided the algorithm in the description, so you can just look at that and that will help you. So yes, you're just going to do this algorithm. You're going to do this algorithm using the first 2 slices. You can run across this algorithm again in the step solving the top 4 corners if you run across parity there, except you will only be grabbing the outer layer, the outer slice. But for this one, when you're solving for the top yellow cross, you are going to ideally grab these first 2 slices for the right and left. So here we go. Okay, now you see I have this yellow cross. The next step I'm going to do is solve for these edge pairs, edge pieces, edge pairs, whatever. They're kind of edge pairs. Yeah. It's like solving a 3x3, so I'm not really going to explain this step, but people have a preference to how they solve it. And then the last and final step is solving these top 4 corners, which you can once again run into some parities. So I don't have any matching corners, or corners in the corresponding area, so I'm just going to pick a random corner and go from there. Okay, still nothing. Sorry, I'm trying to be really gentle with this thing because I don't want it to pop. Okay, got a pair corner there, and then rotate this piece. Okay, I'm going to do this once again, and if I don't get the right result, I'll know I've run into a parity. It looks like... Yep, I've run into a parity. So see, these 2 corners are in the corresponding area. They're oriented correctly, but not permutated correctly. These 2 corners need to be flipped. So it's like the same previous algorithm I just recently taught you, except you're just going to be grabbing this outer slice this time for the right and the left. So it's the same algorithm, so just do it again. Okay, so now you see they're in the correct corresponding area, except you've messed up these 2 edge pairs. They need to be flipped. So all you do is just hold them directly across from each other, one from the other, like this or like this. You know, whatever, doesn't matter which way. And then you just do this next algorithm I'm going to teach you. It's fairly simple. It's just I'll do it right now. The algorithm's in the description as well. And then you just simply solve it like a 3x3, permutating the last and four final corners. So just grab a corner, you just how you would solve solving the beginner's algorithm. Just take a corner. Looking up. And then you officially know that you've solved the 4x4 Rubik's Cube. And that's my tutorial on how to... That's my 3-step tutorial on how to solve a 4x4 Rubik's Cube.